After a move of 61% in just 1 week, SoundHound is the hottest stock on Wall Street. After obliterating my initial target of $12, it has since passed 15 and now I think it's on its way to 18. But I want to talk about how it's going to get there and what would make me want to sell. As always, this isn't financial advice and it's for entertainment purposes only. Before we talk about the chart, I want to talk about what's been happening on the news front. As you may be aware, SoundHound CFO Nitesh Sharan appeared at a conference during the week to talk about the company's progress. He noted how accurate SoundHound's voice AI technology is and how that's helping quick service restaurants to fulfill their customers' orders with less errors. SoundHound then released an announcement talking about a partnership with Texan taco chain Torchy's Tacos. Even though this is probably not going to impact the bottom line significantly, it's an exciting announcement nonetheless, and there's probably more like this to come. Next week, SoundHound CEO Kevin Mohajer will be joining Nitesh Sharan in San Francisco for the Barclays annual Global Technology Conference, which will be interesting to listen to. Hopefully we get some new updates on how the company is performing. On the macroeconomic front, we got some pretty good data on Friday with non-farm payrolls going up more than expected, but more importantly, the unemployment rate rose higher than expected to 4.2%. The market was expecting 4.1, which means maybe the labor market is weakening more than expected. Now, this slight increase was a great result for markets because it wasn't a huge jump, but it's big enough of a jump to basically force the Fed to cut rates again at the next meeting in 2 weeks' time. As you may be aware, the Fed's two mandates are to keep the unemployment rate as low as possible and also to keep the inflation rate as low and steady as possible as well. So with the inflation rate already declining and looking pretty steady, and with the unemployment rate ticking up, I think the only option left to the Fed right now is to cut rates further, which is really good for small caps like SoundHound. And when it comes to inflation, we're getting the CPI print on Wednesday, so that could cause some fireworks. The market is expecting a core CPI reading of 3.3% year over year, but even if it's slightly above that, I don't think the market will worry too much since the trend has been down for some time now. If it matches or is lower than expectations, clearly that will be a very good outcome for markets. Alright, so moving on to the part that you've all been waiting for. So SoundHound had a killer week going up over 60%, but what's going to happen next? And that's the $1 million question. What I would like to happen is for SoundHound to consolidate around the current price, give or take $2 or $3. The reason why is that it'll give the stock time to process its gains over the past week and allow the smooth transfer of shares from those who want to take profit and those who want to buy the stock. This is a natural process by which stocks rally, and if there are no retracements or consolidations, it can result in a parabolic trajectory in the price, which sounds good in the short term, but it usually ends in disaster in the long run because it's unsustainable. So I would like to see SoundHound consolidate in this range for a few weeks at least and form something like a high tight flag, which is a bullish chart pattern, before continuing higher. In my opinion, this is the most natural, organic and free range method by which this rally can continue. Now, if we don't get a consolidation, the share price could hit $18 early next week and keep going higher. This would mark the beginning of an exponential or parabolic price trajectory. But why am I so against this? Isn't this actually a good thing? Well, when stock prices go parabolic, the question then becomes, when do I sell? And in fact, this question is probably one of the hardest in all of trading and investing. I would go so far as to say that buying a stock is many times easier than selling it. Let me show you a few examples. Currently, this is the chart of SoundHound. It looks good, right? Well, here's the chart of another stock that experienced a similar breakout a few years ago. Now, this stock did not consolidate and continued to go up instead. Eventually, it went from $16 here to over $120 just a week later. What is this stock? It is GameStop. Unfortunately for many shareholders, the price collapsed the week after, and those who missed the top were agonizing over lost profits, and those who bought at the top were in a world of pain, as some of them were down over 80% in just 1 week. And selling at the top is no gimme either. Looking at the chart after the fact, it's easy to say that everyone should have sold here, but that's easier said than done. If we zoom into the daily chart of GameStop at the time, we can see the extreme volatility that would have shaken the confidence of even the most experienced traders. At this point, all the rules get thrown out the window and it just becomes a guessing game. Now, I didn't buy GameStop because I saw it too late, but I would hazard a guess and say that most people who did not sell at the top. So this is the sort of movement that I don't want to see happening in SoundHound. If a parabolic move eventuates, SoundHound could become a meme stock and its viability as a long-term stock holding may be jeopardized, forcing many shareholders like myself to sell in order to protect our gains. I would much rather take steady long-term gains and hold the stock for many years to come, hence my preference to see some sort of consolidation in the stock over the next few weeks. However, we have to prepare for all eventualities. So if SoundHound goes crazy next week and shoots above $18, then I would seriously consider offloading a portion, but not all, of my holding in SoundHound. But it's all dependent on the circumstances at the time, and I may change my mind at any moment. So you shouldn't take my word for it, and this is definitely not financial advice. But again, we are in a strong bull market and SoundHound has carved itself a nice little niche in the AI sector. And if all the macro data I mentioned in the beginning of the video line up for the rest of the month and the company continues to execute, then the future is looking very bright for SoundHound shareholders, whether you're a trader or an investor. Now, before we wrap up, we have nearly 5,000 subscribers to this community. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want instant updates when I post a new video, please hit that bell notification button as well. Otherwise, YouTube won't inform you. All right, so let me know if you guys still hold SoundHound. Did you sell already, or do you want to buy more of the stock? Are you waiting to buy? Let me know your game plan for SoundHound AI stock in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you guys next time.